Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. In the last episode, we pretty much wrapped up the majority of Sora's storyline. There's a little bit left to go, but I want to save that for what we're about to start right now. We need to start a new game, remembering to pick Riku, and we're going to be playing on Proud because normal is too easy, and as always, who really cares about vibration and audio settings? But of course, we're going to be getting a cutscene right off the bat here, so I hope you guys enjoy the introduction to Riku's storyline.
Where am I?
Stay asleep.
Who's there?
You should remain asleep. Here, between light and dark.
Between what? The king! Where's the king? Together we close the door to darkness. After that?
You came drifting here by yourself. You did not have the strength to overcome the darkness. Or maybe you were close to it.
As if I'm some kind of demon.
Turn from the light. Shut your eyes. Here, blanketed by the darkness, sleep is safety. Sleep is eternal. But
What's this?
it is a door to the truth. Take it and your sleep ends as you take the first step toward the truth. But know this, the truth will bring you pain. Will you still go? There is no return to the security of sleep.
This seemed like a boring place to take a nap anyway.
That was very well said, Riku.
A door to the truth, huh?
One thing I kind of like about Riku's story is that we get Hollow Bastion at the beginning of the game rather than at the end like we did in Sora's storyline, and I just realized that I need to change the sideways camera to reverse, and I might as well go ahead and show you now that in Riku's story, we cannot customize his card deck at all. We can't change the cards that are in the deck, and the cards that they give us, we can't even change the order that they're in at all, as far as I know. So on one hand, it makes it a lot easier, but on the other hand, it takes away a huge element of strategy that I know a lot of people liked about Sora's storyline. In some ways, I like the fact that they give you a deck to use better, but like I said, the taking away of that element of strategy was a huge strike against Riku's story for some people. But of course, we're going to be getting a cutscene here introducing Riku's storyline in Hollow Bastion. This is Hollow Bastion. What you see is not real. It's the world of your memory. My memory? The things you remember from your time at Maleficent's castle became a card, and that card made this world. You've seen everything here before, haven't you? Yeah. So what now? Am I gonna learn something? Maybe meet someone? You would meet the people in your memories. Ordinarily. What does that mean? Hey, I'm asking you a question. fine. But it had better be you I run across next, voice. Now seems like a pretty good time to explain the plot room situation in Riku's story compared to Sora's story, and as soon as I load in here, I'm just going to get into some fights so you can see what some Riku fighting is like. But in Riku's story, Hollow Bastion is the only floor that I can think of for a long time that has the standard play the card to open the door, get a whole bunch of text dialogue, go through 3 plot rooms and a boss fight, and then move on. In Sora's story, every floor pretty much was like that, but in Riku's story, pretty much every floor after this only has 1 plot door. As soon as you go into that plot door, you just enter into the boss fight immediately with no preamble or anything like that, and overall the floors are smaller. So I'm predicting that Riku's story should go by a lot faster than Sora's story. Now, as far as fighting goes, might as well go ahead and explain a little bit about that, but I'm pretty sure we got a level up, so I want to tell you guys a little bit about that too. What I like to do is take attack boosts or DP boosts whenever they're available, because unfortunately, those aren't available after every level up, or I would just go ahead and get pretty much all attack boosts all the time. And might as well go ahead and explain the reason they give you the Soul Eater Keyblade, or the reason they don't offer attack boosts in Sora's storyline, mainly is because in Sora's storyline you can get Keyblades that are stronger than the Keyblades you start off with. But in Riku's story, we're stuck with the same Keyblades over and over. But another couple of things I want to talk about combat related, the fact that to reload, you don't have to go through that 3-2-1 reload card thing. It's just a black reload card, as you can see right there, and it reloads pretty much immediately. And the only other thing that I can think of that I want to talk about is that you cannot use slights as normal Riku. I don't feel like it's a really big spoiler to say that Riku has a dark form that can use slights, but in this basic Riku form, you can absolutely not use slights, except for some very key situations that we'll get into later. But let me go ahead and take out the enemies on this floor, just like I've done in pretty much every other episode before this, and I will meet you guys in front of the first plot door. Alright, I did a little bit of grinding and I discovered that I was in the room that was adjacent to the first plot door, so I thought I might as well just go ahead and get it out of the way while I was right here, instead of waiting until after I've grinded everything in the entire floor. But this is going to be a fairly short cutscene, I believe. Everything is just how I remember it, even this room. It must be nice being back in your old bedroom. Think of all the memories. You again. Sorry, but these memories I could do without. Maleficent gave me this room. So she did, and you lived here, tempted by the darkness she offered. You cast away your home, your friends, everything, but at least they gave you a nice room. Stop talking! So even though I feel like Riku's combat is a little more shallow than Sora's was, I really like the fact that they decided to take Riku's story and show a lot of what happened in Kingdom Hearts 1 from Riku's point of view, in addition to adding everything else new that's going to happen to him over the course of this game. But I'm going to go ahead and take out some more enemies. I'm not sure if I'm going to take out all the enemies first, but regardless, I will pick everything back up right in front of the second plot room. And once again, I find myself directly next to a plot room, so I decided, you know what, might as well just go ahead and do it right now. And that probably will happen a little bit more often in Riku's story, because like I said, the floors are a lot smaller. But then again, most floors only have one plot room. But here we go, another cutscene. No one here either. There's nothing but Heartless in this castle. Voice! I know you're watching, so explain this. Where are the people from my memories? Do you want to see them? Of course I do. But you cast them aside. What? You dreamt of the outside world, and you passed through the door to darkness. Behind you, you left family, friends, home, everything, all in pursuit of darkness. But I cast that aside too. And what do you have to show for it? First your home, then the dark. Your heart only knows how to cast away. It's empty, like that room. Like your memories. That's why you don't meet anyone. Your heart is hollow, except for the residual darkness. You're wrong. I rejected the darkness. Ha ha ha. Did you really now? One thing I really like about Riku's storyline, or the plot of his storyline I should say, is the theme of his struggles with his inner darkness, if that makes sense. And you can see that a little bit already. But over the course of the game, we will really delve into that, and 358 over 2 days really goes into that, and so does Kingdom Hearts 2. But I'm going to go ahead and grind a little bit more, because there is only one more plot room, and I might as well go ahead and get a little bit of grinding done before I fight the boss. So I will meet you guys in front of that third plot room. Alright, I took care of that room full of enemies, and I believe there's only one room back there that I didn't clear out, and I don't think it's really worth it to go back and fight just a couple of enemies. But you might be surprised to find out who the final boss in Hollow Bastion is, or maybe not. I knew you would return, Riku. Maleficent, you're alive? You haven't been paying attention. I am but a figment of your memory. Of all the people I could run into, it had to be you. But of course, after all, your heart is steeped in darkness. You can only see those who exist in that same darkness. No. Be grateful you have someone to keep you company. Your heart is empty. Were it not for the darkness it contains, you would be completely alone. That's sounding pretty good right about now. Come now, you once turned to me to sate your hunger for darkness. You want me here. Who but I can grant you the darkness you long for? There was a time I did want you around. I surrendered my heart to the dark. But never again. You and your darkness have nothing to offer. All I did was lose myself, empty myself. I'm finished with all that. If I'm stuck seeing people like you, people of the dark, I'll take you out one by one. Then you mustn't forget to destroy yourself last. For like me, you are one of the dark. That's fine with me. I turned to darkness because my heart was weak. I hate that weakness. It's like I'm my own enemy. And seeing people like you embrace the darkness just makes it worse. Enough talk, Maleficent. So you hate the darkness enough to fight it? Oh, the agony you must feel. Then let me end your pain, Riku. End it forever. With the wondrous power of darkness. Unfortunately, this fight is just like the fight we had with Dragon Maleficent in Sora's storyline, so there's not really much in the way of tactics to talk about, and it seems like I'm saying that a lot lately, but the more you play this game, or the longer you play the game, the more you realize that all the boss fights are pretty much exactly the same, except for maybe the Marluxia boss fight at the end of Sora's storyline. But one thing I just want to touch on briefly is the fact that Maleficent seems to know that she is a figment of Riku's imagination, which I always thought was really cool, because all the way throughout Sora's storyline, we never saw a character acknowledge that they weren't real, and I really don't think that they knew. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Riku is able to use the powers of darkness, but whatever the reason is, I thought it was always kind of cool how the characters in Riku's storyline knew that they were not actually real. And I was always wondering if that was going to have any implications later on, but it really doesn't. But that's all there is to Dragon Maleficent and the Riku storyline, guys, and I'm not sure if there's going to be a cutscene here or not, but I don't think there's going to be. And it looks like I was right, there is not a cutscene of any sort after beating what appeared to be at first a fairly important character. But one thing that's kind of weird that happens after you beat a boss in Riku's storyline is that you do not start off in the Conqueror's Respite Room, you pretty much start off right outside of the plot door, which is kind of weird, and I can't really think of a reason why they would do that, other than to add on just, 10 or 20 seconds of extra gameplay. But of course, this hasn't changed. There's going to be some pretty cool cutscenes between floors.
Why do you shun the darkness?
Come on, I know you heard me. Every word I said to Maleficent.
Darkness is your weapon. It is time you learned you must accept it.
What do you mean?
Stop resisting. Accept the darkness. You have no choice. If you are to serve me again.
I thought it was you. Ansem.
Oh, you don't seem surprised.
All you have been talking about is the darkness. I can only assume you want to pull me back in so you can play puppet master.
Clever boy. I knew you'd be the one to most appropriately serve me. And now, surrender to me again.
You're crazy! Not a chance!
Did you really think you could do me harm? A weakling like you could even defeat Sora, and you had darkness on your side.
Oh, excuse me for being weak.
You are weak. You need darkness. Surrender. Bow to darkness. Bow to me.
That's not gonna happen.
Only the darkness can offer to you all of the strength that you will need.
You're wrong!
That voice. Your Majesty?
That's right! Remember, Riku, you're not alone! Listen close. The light'll never give up on you. You'll always find it, even in the deepest darkness.
I got it. I won't lose to darkness. Not today.
You think that feeble little light can save you? From the darkness that I command?
You shall feel my dark powers in your bones. Give me all you've got. I'll give it right back. Unfortunately, this isn't really a boss fight. It's just sort of an introduction to what is called the Rapid Break, I believe. And there it is, the Rapid Break. All that is basically if you break an opponent's card, you get an attack boost. Not giving up yet. How much of this can you take, I wonder? I'm just going along until you give up. And here we get another little introduction to a technique called the Duel. And what we have to do for this technique is play a card that is equal to the value your opponent plays, and then break a whole bunch of cards, and then you get to play a Slight, which is one of those key moments I was talking about before. And this duel system, as far as I remember, was not in the Game Boy Advance, so that's something new that they put in for the PlayStation 2 version.
What? That all you got?
It seems to me that you are intent on resisting the darkness. All right, then see it for yourself. This is a card crafted from your memory. Advance through the world it creates, and soon you will understand. Chasing after light is not the way. It will not give you distance from the darkness. There is no running from the darkness.
Don't worry, I'm not running. Give it. I'll enter the world, and in the end, if I haven't given in to the darkness, then I win.
I have one more gift for you.
What'd you do?
I simply tempered the darkness that yet remains in your heart.
You still think that I'd rely on darkness?
To use it or not is your choice. I'll be waiting, Riku, for you to sense it and yield to the darkness in your heart.
And to wrap up the trifecta of new techniques, we get D mode, which basically is activated once you've earned enough dark points through card breaks, as it says. And once you lose all your dark points by taking damage or being broken, you go back to regular Riku mode, which is why you would want to level up dark points, even though I don't feel like dark mode is as powerful as they wanted it to be. But of course, just like Sora's story, as soon as we go up the stairs, we get a cutscene.
Don't I even warrant a hello, Lexius?
What is going on here, XIII? I want an explanation.
Nice to see you too, Vexen. It's such a shame. The organization used to be the rope that bound us together.
You're only number 6. How dare you?
Let it go, Vexen. XIII, tell us. What did you detect?
Visitors. I picked up 2 scents in the castle's lowest basement. One of them was Maleficent.
Don't be absurd. The witch is gone. She cannot return from the realm of darkness of her own volition.
If you would let me finish. The scent belonged not to the real Maleficent, but to a very convincing double. But I truly cannot say much beyond that, since the double is no more. Our other visitor saw to that.
And who is it?
I do not know for sure, but the scent was very similar to that of the superior.
And yet, not exactly the same, was it? This truly piques my curiosity.
Now, what to do?
We wait. See what develops.
Something smells funny. What's that scent? It's so familiar. Darkness. It's the smell of darkness. I can't believe this is happening. The darkness even seeped into my skin.
Don't worry, Riku.
Your Majesty! Oh, what happened? I can see right through you.
Funny, huh? I can only send a bit of my power to this place. That's why I've got a request for you.
Request?
Listen, Riku. Just because darkness holds you, don't let go of who you are. You've got to fight the darkness inside you. It won't be easy to do, I know. But please don't forget, even in the darkest darkness, there's always a little bit of light.
Light within darkness.
You and I have seen it. The far welcoming light inside the door to darkness. The light of Kingdom Hearts. It will show you the way. Please don't give up. Believe in the light. That's a request from my heart.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Trust me, I'll try to find a way to reach you. I'll get there. I promise.
Oh. You're an illusion.
Don't worry. We shook hands in our hearts, remember? We're connected, you and me.
Guess we are.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but that whole projection thing Mickey was doing kind of reminds me of the projection things the 7 Star Spirits did in Paper Mario, which I should probably get back to one of these days. But also, in the cutscenes that we just saw, you can see that there are more organization members that we did not see in Sora's story, so that's another incentive to play Riku's story, because you do get but you do get a lot more information by playing both of them. But I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts: Rechain of Memories, and I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.